Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, good morning, Utah. Let's talk about some of these snow totals we saw. We'll start off in the mountains where, of course, we got some fresh powder, close to a foot in several locations. Alta picking up 13 inches of new fresh snow yesterday. Snowbird about 10 inches. Brighton about 8 inches, 7.5 inches there in Powder Mountain, and Snow Basin about 5 inches. Now, keep in mind, these are totals coming in from yesterday evening. We'll get a new update and an official full total coming up for us tomorrow or this morning here as we go throughout the morning hours. So if you're wondering, but this is kind of a good estimate here of what we've already seen out there. Now, here's some of the snow totals. Again, early snow totals from yesterday. We'll kind of wrap these up a little later today, but Smithfield, one of the big winners there, 8 inches of snow. Again, these are in some of the valley locations. The Tooele area picking up anywhere around 6, 6.5, 7 inches of snow in some spots. The Bountiful Bench about 6.5 inches. Woodruff seeing about 6.5 inches as well. And even Logan, Cache Valley up there picking up about 4 inches. Some areas a little higher than that, picking up anywhere from 5, 6, 7 inches of snow as well. Now, I know you're probably wondering, what about Salt Lake City? How do we do? Hey, you know, it's been a struggle this year, but look at this. This is now one of our top 2 snow events so far this season, as we picked up officially at the airport 2.2 inches of snow. That's just shy of the 2.3 big event that we've seen so far this year back on January the 12th. And then, of course, we've had a couple of 1.5, 1.6 events here earlier also basically this year. But we've now bumped our season total up to about 11.5 inches of snow. Still way below the nearly 40 inches we should be at. But hey, it's something, right? We're adding and going up. All right, no snow for a while. We're watching some freezing fog out there. We're seeing this slowly improving, but visibility still less than 1/4 mile in some spots near the Bear River Range. So just keep that in mind. And as you're driving out and about throughout the state this morning, you'll likely run into some areas of lower visibility before it starts to increase a little bit as we go throughout the day. Teens and 20s off towards the north. That's why we're seeing that freezing fog there. And we've got upper 20s and low 30s across most of the state here. So it is a chilly morning, but it's not brutally cold, especially after a snow event. So don't expect, if you didn't see more than about an inch or two, don't expect that snow to stick around for too long here as we go throughout today. High pressure building in from the north. The snow that we saw is now pushing off to the east. That's where Denver is seeing quite a bit of snow this morning. But for us, we'll be seeing the sunshine returning after some morning fog developing, and we'll see those highs close to the upper 30s to near 40 in the north and highs in the 40s and 50s. And look at that, low 60s across the far southwest. So what's the next big thing we're focused on? Well, it's going to be going into this weekend and next week. We're not talking rain, thunderstorms, or big snow events. We're talking about a nice warming trend as we go throughout this weekend and heading into next week. And we're looking at those temperatures, especially across the southern half of the state, some 10 to 15 degrees above average. All right, so dry air filtering in now through the weekend, and here's that big ridge of high pressure that just takes over the western half of the country, sending most of the storms well off to our north, closer to the Canadian border. So if you got plans for this weekend, it's looking pretty good out there. We'll see a few clouds from time to time, especially for the second half of the weekend here in the northern half of the state. In St. George, lots of sunshine. Look at those temperatures going from the mid-60s into the upper 60s as we go throughout the weekend. In fact, your Wasatch Front forecast shows high temperatures by the beginning of next week, climbing into the mid-50s. And of course, in St. George, we're talking high temperatures climbing into the mid-70s by the time we get towards the beginning of next week. So some big changes the other direction heading our way. St. George, sunshine, again, 60s turning to mid-70s as we go into the next week. But the Wasatch Front, some patchy freezing fog this morning, but the 50s are heading our way. They'll be here by the beginning of next week.